On the ready.
36. Line 36.
Bear, shoot.
1st and 10, Stick. Flushed out right. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. And this is caught at the 20. Touchdown, Chicago. Mecole Hardman with his first career NFL touchdown as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Extra point put through by Boswell, and it's now a 7-0 game. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken short. Lock and the Broncos going to come up 1st and 10 at their 25-yard line.
Five. Look at me, zipper. 5.
On 1st and 10, here's Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down.
Brandon, if I'm an offensive coordinator and I see an all-out rush like that, I file it away because I'm going to use their aggressiveness against them as this game goes on. I'm going to hit them with a screen soon.
So now 20 yards to go on 2nd down after the sack. Work to be done. Here's the second-year back out of NC State, Nyheim Hines. Now that gets back some of what they needed, but they're still stuck here with a 3rd and 13.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice, solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
Set. 15, Lonnie. 15 Lonnie. Go out. Smoke. 3 down. Watch twist.
Check the backer.
Hey, Sam off.
Hey, watch it.
Rock it.
On 3rd and long, it's Locke. Eluding the pressure right.
Partner, he was going through his progressions. Not there. After about the 3rd one, he decided he better pull it down and run for it. And he slides down and avoids the hit for good measure.
And boy, down a touchdown already, but they're going to line up to go for it on their side of the field.
Hey, Alpha.
24 is the mic. Watch the flag. Motion,
They do go for it. It's Locke. And they will not be able to hook up there. It's incomplete. So certainly an interesting call there to go for it. And that will force a turnover on downs. Line of scrimmage, the 31 now on 1st and 10.
Greystone travel. Hey, high 7. Score.
6 guys. Check out route. Hot. Watch out.
Yes.
Wide. Get wide.
Go.
Here's Stick on 1st and 10. And he'll hit the slant route. That's caught by Cooper. 16 yards is the pickup there and a 1st down for Chicago. Looking back to Cooper's numbers from last year after that trade, he ended up playing 9 games for the Cowboys in 2018. 725 yards, 6 scores. Also had the 100-yard game in the playoffs against the Rams. And if you add up the numbers between the two teams last year, he was over 1,000 for the 3rd time in 4 NFL seasons. Back of the end zone. Could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, and that'll bring up 2nd down.
Once you get into the red zone and the safeties have less ground to cover, you'd better be quick with your delivery. Not much space to get a ball in there.
Yeah, when that field shrinks with those safeties, it's almost like there's a couple extra defenders out there, right?
It certainly is. They end up taking up extra space just because there's not enough space for receivers.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Mecole Hardman with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game, as the Bears push further out in front. Boswell good with the extra point, and that'll make the score 14-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken very short.
At their own 27-yard line.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points, get that 0 off the board. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down.
Two-jet bombers. Two-jet bombers.
First down. First and 10 at the 38-yard
Switch
line.
out, switch out.
SOS, SOS, SOS. SOS, SOS.
Recon, 132 fighter.
Double up. He's coming, double up. Deuce.
Yo, go.
Undercrush.
Big grip.
On first down, Hines. And he'll muscle his way up to the 43 for a pickup of right around 5. Last week we saw a rarity. He was over 200 yards on the ground, and they lost. So we'll see if they can get more carries like that and win this week.
And that was interesting watching the game tape, wasn't it? Because it was hard to register while we watched him pile up that yardage and create those nice runs that they didn't win the football game. But that doesn't mean changing what you do. Continue to feed him the football.
And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. He lost 4 there, and it's third down.
90 Wolf. Topper. 5.
On third down, it's Hines, and he won't be close to a first down as he runs into a wall right around the line of scrimmage. Call it no gain there, and it leads to a 4th down. So on now is the Clemson man, Bradley Pinion, to punt this one away. He gets us away. It's a good one, drawing toward the sidelines. Out of bounds and close. The question, was it a touchback? No. They'll say it crossed out at the 2-yard line. Excellent placement, and off that bounce, Charles, I didn't know where it was going to go. It can be an inexact science as to where they place it, but they say the 2-yard line.
Yeah, I don't know how they really determined that. And let's face it, at the end of that play, one side's going to be happy, the other team's going to be unhappy. What do they do, shorten the hypotenuse? I mean, how do they figure that out? You know that stuff. You're the smart guy.
Oh, that's you, partner. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they will begin with, should we call it, far from ideal starting field position, their own 2-yard line.
So what's your definition of ideal?
The 1-yard line on the other side of the field.
Yes, exactly right. So, yes, your definition is apropos in this case.
A throw left side to start the drive is complete. And able to get a little more breathing room out to the 5-yard line. The completion good for 3, and it's second down.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 5-yard line.
That first down completion only netted him 3. 2nd and 7.
Hey, wahoo!
Watch the shoot.
That's the end of the first quarter. With the score, Bears 14, Broncos nothing.
On the set.
Hey, watch that. Hey, watch the.
Hey, exit.
Out. 3 down. Out. Slip.
Leo.
Switch.
Hard. Bam.
Stick back to pass. This pass going to be caught by Hardman. That throw good for only a couple. It brings up third down.
Brandon, perfect defense in this situation would have meant that there was an incompletion that would have picked it off. Okay, so they gave up the completion. But I really enjoyed watching how the defense stayed in sync, stayed in great communication. And as he dragged across each zone, you see him pointing, communicating. There he is, and they passed him off to each defender. Ended up making a nice play, even though it was complete.
Taking a deep shot here for Hart. Now the defense loses him. It's complete. Touchdown, Chicago. Mecole Hardman on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns as the Bears push further out in front. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that makes the score 21-0. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. And you combine a big leg with a mile-high air, there's the outcome. This will sail out of the end zone for a touchback.
Ready, set.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3 and out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
After the pickup of 5, here's 2nd and 5.
Go, go. You draw Corkers. Hey, orbit.
Towards the mic.
Go, tackle, let's go. We got this, we got this. Yo, Chief, now.
Block taking the snap at 1. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off right around the 43. And he'll take it across midfield and down to the 48-yard line. CD, I know it's just his 2nd year in the league as a quarterback, but that's going to be one when he flips on the tape. He's like, I shouldn't have thrown that ball.
No doubt about it, and his coaching staff will be emphatic about he shouldn't have thrown that ball. But remember, 2nd year, as you noted, on-the-job training, so he's got to take this feedback that he's getting, negative or otherwise, and turn it into positives moving forward.
23 yards, the final tally.
6-6, pull it high. Hey, Echo.
Jim.
Go. Hit it.
Stick looking to throw on 1st and 10. He gets this one to Boyd. And he takes it down to the 10-yard line. The Bears on the move. They've got another first down.
Not only have they completed a couple on this drive, but they peeled off some pretty good chunks of yardage, too.
Absolutely. Great start. 2 nice plays in the pass game. Now can they continue to feed off that?
Yep.
A shotgun throw for Stick. Got his man, and it's caught for a Chicago touchdown. Mecole Hardman on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns as the Bears push further out in front. Boswell good with the extra point, and the route is on here in this first half. This will be fielded on the back line of the end zone.
Get ready.
Let's go now.
The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. Typically down to the first half, I might say, oh, you at least need a field goal out of this drive, but they're down to the point where they need a touchdown, don't they?
Yeah, normally, you know me. I mean, you've been around me for a while now, right?
Unfortunately.
I'm sorry about that. But normally, I'm the one preaching patience.
Yeah.
You know, take your time. First half, you still got a chance. I think they're out of patience here. This has to be a drive that gets a touchdown. So if you're the play caller, you're going to that portion of the sheet that says big-time plays, specials, anything you can use to get yourself back into it.
On 2nd and 9, Locke. That's complete to Demetrius Harris, the tight end. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. Good yardage after the catch. Is that play good for 30 and a first?
First and 10 at the 44-yard line.
So the big play gets him across midfield now for 1st and 10. They run with Hines. And down to the 36-yard line here. Give him 9 on the carry that time, and they're set up with a 2nd and 1. And we've hit the 2-minute mark in this first half of action. A reminder, coming up at halftime, we'll head to Orlando. Standing by there, Jonathan Coachman. He'll have stats and scores from around the NFL in his 2nd week of the regular season. And they'll be inside the 35 now at the 34-yard line. 2 yards, good enough for a first.
2nd and 1, and people want to run the football. This is where every back in the league is supposed to do exactly what we just saw there. Pick up the first down.
Block now on first down. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The perennial Pro Bowler Aaron Donald gets the sack. So that complicates things a bit here. 18 yards to go now on 2nd down.
Hey.
Here's Hines. It's a pickup of 12, and that'll set up a 3rd down. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts, as the stoppage will come with a little under a minute to go in this first half.
Bravo!
Kill. Hey, turn it up. Check 26.
Rock it. Let's go.
Throwing his lock on 3rd down. And he'll go down. The Bears get there for the sack. Now the Bears going to use the 2nd of their timeouts as they get the stoppage with just under 50 seconds remaining in half number 1. The Broncos had 15 4th down conversions last year, most in the NFL, and they're going here. They'll run for it with Hines. And this is going to come up well short as they stop him on 4th down. The Broncos unable to convert here on 4th. And the Bears will get the football back. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. You've got under a minute to go here until halftime. You've got the good-sized lead. No need to do anything crazy.
No, there really is no need to do anything crazy. The smart play, go ahead and take your lead into the locker room and then try and add to it in the 2nd half. But there's a part of me that looks at this and says, first half going my way, I have a little bit of a cushion. Let's go ahead and try and extend things. If you've got some good plays drawn up, you might want to think about them right here.
24 is the mic. Hey, defense, let's go.
Let's hit it.
To throw again on 2nd down. Stick taking a deep shot here for Hardman. And that's going to be incomplete. Good effort there trying to take a shot, but it's 3rd down.
Let's go.
So after the 2nd down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6.
Look at me. Zipper.
24 is the mic. I got one. 24 is the mic.
Hey, Alpha.
Double. 24 is the mic.
On 3rd down, it's Stick. He's got his man, Boyd. And they've got it well across midfield, down to the 40 before it's all said and done. Now the Bears will use their 3rd and final timeout, as it comes with 22 seconds to go here in half number 1.
It's our time. Hey, alert 3.
Topper. Be careful.
Stick from the gun. He'll buy some time right. Looking for Cooper. That's complete. Give him a couple on the catch. It's 2nd and 8.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
90 Wolf. General West.
Crunch.
Hey. High 7.
Hey, check 24.
Yes. Shoot.
Looking to throw again on 2nd down. Stick forced out to his left. And that's going to be incomplete. 12 seconds left. They'll need to get it to the 30 for a first. This is third down. Stick looks to throw it again. Escaping the pressure right. He may try and run for this. He opted to go with his scramble, gets 2 yards, and now it's fourth. Now it's Chris Boswell on for the field goal try. From the right hash, this from 53. And this one is right down Broadway. And that will just add 3 more to a lead that's already out of hand. So a capper there to a pretty good first half. And I love the way that they put a chokehold on the clock and pretty much drained everything before they put the field goal on the board as they headed into the half. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. Time here for likely one play, then off to the locker room, and they're going to have some adjustments to make. They certainly will, and I think a lot of people are thinking to themselves, all right, take the knee, get out of here, regroup. But how will the head coach and his staff approach halftime? Will it be angry? Will it be clinical? Will they be calm? Will they just let it all out? Who knows? I'd love to be a fly on the wall for this one, though. All right, Coach, thank you, and we welcome everyone back for quarter number 3. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Broncos onto the field, ready to start their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they? Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one. Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them.
At the 28-yard line.
Yo, go!
Motion to the backfield. 24.
On 2nd and 7, Locke. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. The defensive player of the year, Aaron Donald. And they'll be facing a 3rd and 12.
X3, 218, chopper.
On 3rd down, it's Hines. And he's brought down, getting this one up to about the 35. A Bronco first down there, 12 yards on the play. So that's what that elbow in my ribs was all about. You thought they were going to throw the ball as well. Absolutely. I think everybody thought they were throwing the football, caught him off guard. Yeah, I'm telling you, when you have the courage to make that type of a play call, a lot of times you actually get rewarded.
Two draw quarters.
You go tight. You got tight.
Let's go. Now.
This is Hines. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Check. Fresh down. 6-6. Pull it high.
Brings up 2nd and 9 at the 37-yard line.
Ready?
On 2nd down now, it's Hines. He's got a first down and then some at midfield. And finally marked down at the 23. And he takes us all the way down to the Bears' 23-yard line. Yardage-wise, he's in the top handful of backs in the league so far this season. A great run there. He's going to love that standing when it comes to contract time. But even more so, his team loves it because he gives them an identity and sets a tone.
Hey!
Watch the screen.
Throwing on first down is Locke. Flush to his right. He's going to be sacked back at the 23-yard line. Brandon, I think you understand the type of afternoon this offensive line is having. It is a long one for them. Long for you to spend it with me. Long for them trying to block those guys. They've given up a whole lot of sacks, and the speed and quickness of that defensive line is eating them alive. Looking to throw on 2nd down. Locke. Flushed out right. And a big loss here as he's taken down. Okay, let's go back a little bit and see if my schooling comes to the front. What's that old saying? Those who forget the lessons of history are doomed to repeat them. That's the same guy who's gotten back-to-back sacks. I think a double team may be in order.
Switch.
Hey, wahoo! Go.
Throwing on third and long. Blocked. And the pressure gets to him again.
It's been a tough one all game long for this offensive line. They're already down big, and now you know they're just going to come after the quarterback in a big way, don't you?
Yeah, they just can't get out of their own way right now. It's created an avalanche, and an avalanche is coming right on top of them. Still just the third quarter, but they've got to make something happen. I think they know that. They're going for it on fourth. Now it's Hines. And this doesn't end well at all as they stop him far behind the line to gain. A surprising move to go for it, and predictably, at least somewhat predictably, it doesn't pay off, and it'll be a turnover on downs.
Ready.
At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come back and win can be taken with another score right here.
Still third quarter, but you just get that feel.
Yeah, they're teetering right there on the brink, aren't they?
This quarterback now nearing the 300-yard mark with still a quarter to play. It's 1st and 10, eluding the pressure right. The improv on the scramble there gets him 6, and it'll be 2nd down.
Now, that was not a bad scramble there on 1st down. He didn't force it, nor did he throw it away. He was able to take off, and now he made it a very manageable 2nd and short.
Throwing again on 2nd down. Stick. He's got a man complete. It's Amari Cooper. And he'll be a couple yards shy of the red zone here at the 22-yard line. 7 yards there and a 1st down. Stick looks to throw. Escaping the pressure right. And that one not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Welcome back now to Denver. And this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. So after the incompletion, 2nd and 10 from the 22. Flush to his right. And that will be caught, but out of the end zone, says the field judge. It's ruled incomplete. The intended target was Calvin Ridley, and that'll make it 3rd down.
Switch.
Hey, Haywood.
Stick to throw once more. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
Oh, that's got to frustrate him a little bit because they nearly got to him there, and it would have been the first sack of the game. Instead, they're able to influence the release, and they did force the incomplete pass.
And with things looking pretty good on the scoreboard, they're going to keep the offense out there and go for it here on 4th.
You're out.
Watch the ship. Hey, watch the ship. Watch the ship. Ship.
Now.
Ship.
Hey, Sam on. Ready?
On 4th down, here's Stick, rolling to his right. And he's got a man, Calvin Ridley. Well, certainly not how they drew it up. A 4th down gamble turns into a 4th down scramble, but all is well. 1st down.
22 jet bomber. Hey, Foxtrot. Hey.
Motion.
Hit it.
Here's Stick looking to throw. To the end zone, but it's incomplete. Mecole Hardman, the intended target, but it'll be 2nd and goal. The incompletion there stops the clock. Any surprise they're throwing here late?
Ordinarily, yes, because you would think enough is enough. They've got plenty of lead, but I've seen this a bunch of times as well. The defense is going to crowd the line of scrimmage. If you just hand it off inside, you're getting your running back pop.
And that is caught. Touchdown, Bears. Mecole Hardman there to make the grab as his guys continue to pour it on. Extra point put through by Boswell, and that will extend this big lead. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. This will be taken short. Denver offense at the line, ready to go. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And, okay, all right, I'm being facetious here, but you get points. You feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
They begin the drive with Hines. He works his way forward for a couple up past the 30.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker, and what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Hurry.
They stay on the ground. Again, it's Hines. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. Another example of just a dominant performance by this defense.
Yeah, you hear all the time about teams that try to steal signals from the other side and try and learn their signs and their tendencies. It's almost like they got the answers to the exam the night before and were well prepared for this final.
Check the backer.
Go.
Motion.
Five.
On third down, Hines. And he's got the first down yardage before being taken down at midfield. That burst good for 20 and a first down. They'll run on first down. It's Hines. 3 yards on the pickup there, and it'll be second down. The last run got 3. Now here's 2nd and 7.
At the Bears' 47-yard line.
Watch it.
Now to the air. Lock. He'll rifle this one deep right. He's got it. Hit the 15. And somewhat of a measure of revenge as he's in for the touchdown, but they still trail big time.
He'll take it, but he won't be able to smile about it.
His first career touchdown pass, and, it's cliche to say, but he's probably been envisioning this since he was a little kid. That's a cool moment.
It really is. So enjoy the moment, enjoy the time, celebrate. Save the full reflection for later, but make sure you grab someone on the sidelines and say, hey, make sure I get that football, okay?
Lutz good on the extra point as they make the score just a slight bit more respectable here in the final quarter of play. And no return on this one as the fair catch is signaled for and taken.
The Bears take over 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup? Let him get some time.
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row that were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said,
wide open, complete, touchdown, Chicago. Mecole Hardman, 51 yards, as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Boswell good with the extra point, and the lead will swell by 1 more. Boswell now to kick it away after the touchdown. So a very short kick here. This will be taken by one of the up men. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Broncos onto the field ready to start their next drive. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
So it's Bronco football as we get your reset here. And let's see what they've come up with offensively after having time to talk it over. Running game working. They'll stick with it on first down. Give them 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. 3 yards on that last carry. Here's 2nd and 7.
Brings up 2nd and 7 at the 42-yard line.
Go.
Now a give, right side. Hines. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. Now the Broncos are going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll talk it over here before what will be an important third down. And he'll give it here to his running back. Well, this is going to depend on the spot, but it's not a very generous one. He looks to be about a yard or so short. Now the Bears going to call the first of their timeouts as they'll head to the sideline and talk over what to do next.
Check three, check three, check three.
Smooth.
24 is the mic. 24 is the mic. Oh, yeah.
Hey. Secret.
They'll go for it. It's locked. And it is incomplete. They had to go for it with such little time remaining. And the Bears are going to get the football back, and they're going to get it in great field position.
Let's go now. 10-2 stop.
36.
Pilot, 64. Weak. Hey, 2.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Steps away to his left.
He's checking pressure.
He's got the connection to Cooper. And he'll go out of bounds after taking it a little further down inside the 40. Give him 9 there on the first down completion.
Head in.
36 the mic.
Pick it up. Pick it up.
Leo, Mike.
To throw again on second down. Stick buying time to his left.
He's coming.
Oh, I like that right there. Not only was it the right play, throwing it away like that, frankly, I think it was the only play.
Yeah, got outside of the pocket, realized he had nothing, just chucked it free.
Yeah, live to fight another down, right?
Undercrush.
Fair. Go. Get it.
Third down, they'll throw with Stick. He's got his man. That's Hardman. Now the Broncos going to use the second of their timeouts as they get it with under a minute to go now in the football game.
Two-jet bombers. Look at me. Go.
First and 10, Stick. And he will be hit from behind and run over. Wow. Now the Bears going to use the second of their timeouts. That'll leave them with just one remaining in this fourth quarter of play. Now they're in some hot water now. After that sack, it's 2nd and 21. Now Stick completes it to Hardman. And he'll take it down here just shy of the 15 at the 16-yard line. Now the Broncos will use their third and final timeout as the clock will stop with 35 seconds left to go. They had the catch on second down, but it didn't help at all, and now they're looking at third down here.
Go. Hey, Sam on. Go.
Looking to throw. Nowhere to escape, and he goes down. Now the Bears will use their third and final timeout. It'll be their third and final timeout, so as they talk things over, we'll step aside. This offense converted once on fourth down earlier. Now they're out there again to try once more.
Rock it. Now.
Stick back to pass. And this is caught. Amari Cooper. And he will get into the end zone. It's another touchdown. This thing is ugly. Looking like they're well on their way to a 2-0 start. All smiles right now on that sideline, isn't it?
As well there should be. It's hard to win a game in the NFL. We hear it all the time. We know that it's difficult. But guess who's smiling? But inside is thinking 24-hour rule because we're going to have to play again next week.
Boss man.
Oh, without a doubt. The head coach, he wants them to feel good, but at the same time, find a way to keep improving.
Let's go.
Denver offense at the line, ready to go. They've lost this one. Their offense has struggled. Do they try to put together something here at the end just to take into next week?
Yeah, sometimes teams want to do that, and coaches want to. I remember one time I was on a team, and we were losing late in the game like this, and you knew it was lost. It was over, right? And the coach called a running play and pretty much said to everyone, I want to see something executed well before we get out of here. And that was the message to the team.
Just something to build on.
Just something to build on, get it done, and maybe we can look at that and say, we'll get better as we go forward.
We go set. 18 Gator.
Double time, double time.
Recon, one good cut.
On third down, it's Hines. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. A big offensive explosion helped leading them to victory. And the defensive guys, they're just saying, hey, put those points